Hello, welcome back. Um, in today's episode, we're just going to look at two important concepts. We are going to improve our shopping cart. So, in our previous video, we added the shopping cart functionality whereby you can add items to cart. Okay, we can add items to cart, and that was really fantastic. We used Redux to implement the shopping cart functionality, so which was really great. And then what we did not do is that if you refresh the page, actually the cart gets lost. Okay, so want to improve that, want to add the items in the local storage so that even when a user refreshes the page or power gets lost, or so for some reason they can't be able to come to the website, they are still able to actually find their cart. Okay, so that's one thing we're going to do in today's video. And then after that, we are just going to start working on authentication. So just going to implement we already have registration of users working, so you're just going to implement registration and sending the verification email, and then also just going to work on logging in users with all the associated data and updating our schemas and everything. Okay, so just going to move a step by step to see that all these tasks are done hopefully in this video. I'm not sure if we will do all of them, but we'll just try our level best. And I also want to take some time thank those ones who have genuinely subscribed. Please, thank you for subscribing and for watching the video. I argue and I always want to suggest to you guys that watch the video from YouTube. Most of you guys, most of my viewers, they download the videos really. I appreciate watching the video really and sharing with others, but try to watch the video from the platform so that I can actually benefit. Okay, but thank you so much for your support. You have been so grateful, and I promise you the course is about to get done. I'm just really working so hard to get it out, and yeah, it will be done so soon. To those who are in the group, I also make a video here on YouTube to introduce it, and everything will be okay. But for now, let's just get back to our video. Okay, just going to work on the cart functionality. So right now, as you saw, we are able to add items to cart. So the first thing is here, when we click on add to cart, so this reducer that is being called is going to be responsible for actually saving this item to cart. We'll be able to send these items to cart, and we save that state. We save the cart state in the local storage. Okay, so speaking of which, if now you go to our cart, so what we are going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to go here. So I have the updated cart. The first thing is we are just going to first get the items from local storage. So this one is so here the first initial state is going to be got from the local storage. So we'll first check if in the local storage we have already saved the cart. If the local storage does not exist, then we set it to an empty array. Okay, so this is the first thing that we are just going to do. We have to get our initial state from local storage. If it is not existing, then we set to an empty array. So if I just go, I'm just going to close some of these things, and I'm just going to go to cart slice. Just go to Redux slices, cart slice. So here I'm just going to go to the initial state in our cart. So instead, I'm just going to get this initial state from the local storage. And this is how you get items from the local storage using local storage.get item. Now what you get here is stringified, so you have to convert it back to the JSON format, and that's why we are doing JSON.parse to bring it into the JavaScript object format. So this is going to be able to get the items in cart, and if they are not there, we're just going to set it to an empty array. Okay, so moving on is going to modify this add to cart. Okay, so after we have gotten this existing item, after here when we find the item doesn't exist in the cart, so we just go ahead and add it, and also get this state and push it to the local storage. So if you just move down here to add to cart, okay, so this reducer, now we modify it. Okay, I'm just going to explain. So just modifying a little bit on this reducer. Okay, so let's just go ahead. We did all this, we get all the data we want. Okay, we get the ID, title, sales price, and image URL, existing item. So we find the existing item, and if the item exists, then we modify the quantity. Else, then we go ahead and then create a new item. Okay, so the new item has the ID, title, sales price, and quantity, and then we get this state, add this new item. Okay, and then we update the local storage with the new state. So to add the item in the new state is local storage dot set item, then we are setting it as cart, and then we have to stringify the data. That's to say JSON.stringify, and we get the original state, and then we add the new item. Okay, so we just get the original and then we add the new item. So we save this one like this. Okay, so this one will be able to update the local storage with the new state. Okay, we'll be able to add the local storage with the new state, and this will be great. Okay, so moving on is these other ones, they remove to cart, because when we remove item from cart, we are supposed also to really update. Okay, we are supposed to also update, so we're just going to update also on remove from cart. So if you just go here on remove from cart, let's see. So remove from cart, of course we are using the cart ID from the payload, and then we go ahead and get the new state. So we say state dot filter item, filter out an item with this cart ID. So with this one we'll be able to remove or to return all items that without the one with this ID, or it will filter out this item with this cart ID. So when this one is filtered out, we will get all the items, and then this will be going to be our new state, and then we can update the local storage with our new state, and you can see here we even return the new state. Okay, so that's great. And then we do the same on the increment and decrement, because when you increment the cart quantity, you need to actually also store that update. So we go ahead and also on the increment quantity, we're also going to update the local storage. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you the updated version of this. So here, just like this, cart. So cart ID, you get it of course from the payload, and then we get the item, and then if the item exists, we update the quantity, and then we also have to update the local storage with the new state. So just simply get local storage set item, and we stringify the state. Okay, we just simply stringify the state, and this one will be enough. Okay, so that's it for this increment quantity. We simply update with all the items in the local storage. Okay, so moving on is decrement, the same thing here. Okay, the same concept. If you just go here to this decrement, we are just doing the same concept, and we are saying we get the cart ID and the cart item, and we check if the item exists, and then we decrement by 1 and then upgrade the local storage. Okay, so after having done all these ones, our local storage should be now using local storage, though we are most likely to have one problem, probably in production, not in development. Let me just go back here. So right now I'm just going to refresh, and if you refresh, of course these other ones are going to go. Okay, so let me just go and see. Oh, I'm seeing these two items already. Let me just first delete these ones so that we just go back to start shopping. So we go back here. Okay, let's just go ahead and add some items. So add like this one, zinc 2. So I have 2 items. Okay, let me just go to cart. So here we are in the cart. Let me refresh the page. Okay, so you can see now after refreshing the page, we had some other items in the cart, and I don't know where is this one coming from. Let me first delete this one. What? Something is not right. I'm just going to troubleshoot that one in a second. But if I refresh, you see that one is also gone, but we have our item here. So let me increase the quantity to maybe 3. Of course the pricing is changing. I'm just going to work on this one. The pricing is changing here. Let me refresh. Okay, so you can see we still remain with the quantity and the item in the cart. Okay, so this is great. Okay, this is great. We have this state. Let me first go and fix this total to 2. I remember last time we had issues with it. I think we're just going to fix it to 2 place values. I don't know where it is. Let me just first go and look for it. It must be in the front end in the cart. So in the cart page we have these cart subtotal. Just go to cart subtotal this side. Okay, so there's total price somewhere. Total price here. So we have shipping plus shipping plus subtotal plus shipping plus tax. Okay, I don't know how we are just going to convert this. Okay, so whatever we get out of this, I don't know, whatever we get out of this, can we convert it maybe to fixed? I don't know, to fix it like that. If this will solve the problem, I'm not sure. Of course we having an error, I guess. Type is not a function, and this is where really TypeScript would be helping us. So probably what I'm just going to do is just first go like back here. First of all, let me first see. Let's first see here this 929. We're supposed to add 10 and it becomes like 939. What is this? Okay, there is some kind of string things. Okay, just make sure that everything is converted to number. So you could just like do this, just convert to number. We could just like go ahead and convert everything to number, because I'm seeing we're having issues with, I think, like this JavaScript. One of these ones is not a number, is just a string, and I think it's just like simply concatenating it. Okay, and let's just now check and see. It should be just like 939, yeah, and you can see, which is really, yeah, good. Okay, so it was having this, one of these things were not a number. I think probably this one, I don't know. And I don't know if now we can convert it to decimal places. Let me just see if I just now say to fixed. If I say to fixed and I pass 2 decimal places, what will happen? Yeah, you can see now it works very well. Okay, so that one is done. So one thing though is that I'm just going to go ahead and modify. I'm just going to go ahead and modify this. Let me just go back here. And what is this console all about? Get cut slice JSON local storage. I'm just going to go ahead and modify this slice into this one. Wherever we have this local storage, okay, just going to modify wherever we have local storage. So if you check online, the local storage with Next.js is a problem. If you just go ahead and you say local storage, okay, you can say how to use. So local storage not working, maybe in Next 13. Okay, my internet is off. Let me check in a second. I have to check my internet. I just check my internet in a second. Let me just refresh here. Okay, so we are back. So if you search about Next.js, like this, local storage always brings this error of not defined, and more especially in production, you can see it is a serious issue online, like of Next.js local storage not working. Now I'm just going to try to see they use, you can see here, const initial state. Okay, you're seeing getting local storage, get item, blah blah, and So you can see someone is saying here needs help. I think he's also using something like Redux. Okay, and they are saying, you see here the one answer you have: Next.js uses server-side rendering. The window object is not defined there. The thing is to do is to check the existence of the window object and then using it when it is defined. Either you can use a use effect hook. Okay, you can use a use effect hook, or you can just first check if the type of the window is just like this. So we have to first do this check here. Okay, we have to first do this check here: type of window. If the type of window is not defined, then we cannot do anything. If it's not equal to undefined, then we can just define the local storage. So instead, we can just go ahead and do something like this. Okay, we can just go and do something like this. Wherever we have this local storage, okay, we have to actually do an if statement. Okay, so for instance, this side here, on the initial state here, we have to do something like make sure we first do this check, and we say if type of window is not equal to undefined, then if this is true, we can just go ahead and execute this other one. Okay, just like this. You can just write, I think this one would be enough. If we just say if type of window is equal to this, and then we can just go ahead and run json.local storage like this, and then it has or, so it will be having this or it can just get this this type of check if the type of window is not equal to undefined. Okay, I'm not sure if I've done it in the right way, but I'm just trying to check if the type of window is not undefined, and then it will just go ahead and actually check for this. It is it is going to set it to an empty array. Okay, so now we do the same thing to these other ones here, where we are just setting this. Okay, we can just go and do an if statement. Okay, let me just do this. If we just check, and here say if, okay, if type of window is not undefined, so we can just go and say here, and then we say local storage is equal to that, so that it actually waits until this is done. Let's do the same thing down here. Okay, so just going to say if type of window. So here we have to first check the type, if is not equal to undefined. Okay, just like that, and then just going to go ahead and do this. Okay, just go ahead and do this here. Okay, and then the same thing here. Okay, let's just do it here, just like that. Okay, and then just do this. Okay, and then go down here, if type of window, just copy this exact one, Okay, it's going to be set item cart and json.stringify state. So just add it here. Okay, so you're checking for the type of window is undefined. Hopefully, let's hope it will solve it in production. To those ones who have tried hosting, and I'm not sure if any of you have tried hosting, please, you can just try hosting. The only important thing is, I think, to update your scripts. Let me show you my scripts in the package.json. Make sure that you have this, you add this script of post install, and you put this Prisma generate, so that you have a new Prisma client. Otherwise, I think you should be able to to deploy without any problems. Okay, you should be able to deploy without problems. Okay, so let's just see if this causes troubles or causes issues to our app. Just going back to the app, let me first go back to the home page, and we'll see if these breaks are up in any way. Okay, so we seem like to be having two errors. Text content did not match the server, and hydration as usual. First leave this one. Let me just refresh, and you can first see it first goes back to 0, then afterward it fetches on the client, I guess. So just go ahead and try to add some items here. I'm just going to add more items and just see like if these are going to be maintained. So in the cart so far we have 4 items. I'll first refresh the page and see if these ones are going to be really maintained in the cart. So there was one which was in the cart, there are now 5. Then what I just want is just go to the cart page. So in the cart page I have these, and if you notice, we always have like blowers. We have this duplicate. I don't know where this one is coming from, and for some reason if you delete it, it's just seeing it as one item. Are you seeing that? I don't know where that bug is coming from. Okay, but let me just try to refresh. Okay, so that is it. Is first waits for it, sets it temporarily to an empty. Yeah, I think that is understandable when it is just by the way, when Next.js is loading even the client components, it first renders them on the server and then it comes to the client. That's why we're able to have this, even like the hydration errors, because at first all components on the start, they are actually loaded from the server. Okay, but it seems to be like really like working, I guess. I'm just going to hope in production I don't get issues. I will be just informing you if issues actually alive, and we try to fix them. Right now we have one bug. I don't want to get into that bug because I want to work on authentication, but I will definitely look into it. Let me show you that bug. So if you just go to shopping, okay, if we start shopping here, so if you add 2 items like this and this, so you have 2 items. So you have 2 items. If I check here, I think there are 2. Let me refresh, and you see for some reason it has the third one that was not there. So I don't know, for some reason this always the last one is added. How is that supposed to actually happen? Let me first go back to the cart slice. I think it's most likely on to the adding here. Okay, is it just like already it has updated the state here? Are we supposed just like only just spread the state, because we have just pushed the new item, and then like here I don't think there is a need of actually putting this item again here. We are supposed to spread, because we have pushed it in the state and then we are spreading the state plus the new item. I think the bug might be this one actually. Okay, let me just go ahead right now, delete all the items in the cart, just delete all of them just like that, and make sure there is nothing right now. So we have no any items in the cart. Let's just go start shopping. Okay, just go back here and then just go ahead and add some item. 1, 2, okay, and 3. So let's just go ahead and check. We have 3 items in the cart. Great. Let me refresh. Now they shouldn't be 4, should be 3. Yeah, so right now I think the bug has been solved. Right now we have 3 items in the cart. Okay, yeah, so that was, I think that was the bug, and this increment everything is really working so fine. I love this. By the way, on deleting the item, you could just go ahead and add item deleted. That if you wanted, you could just go and toast on the cart product. So if you just go here in the components, okay, here on the components, I would first go to this product component here and just copy this toast, and then go to cart here somewhere on the cart product, and where we are having the function for the remove here, you could just go ahead and toast this, just toast, and if you say item removed, okay, and then just go ahead here, refresh. And if it has already refreshed, I just remove and see. I think it hasn't. Oh, okay, so it is there. You can see item removed successfully. Okay, so that one is done. The first phase of our what we want to do is really done, and we are able to have the cart effect being stored in the local storage. So even if someone logs out or someone closes the browser window and they come back to our application, they will still have the functionality of the state. They can see their cart items they added previously, and that is a really good user experience. Okay, so moving on now is to start working on the authentication process. At least we have all these pages figured out. If you click on login here, okay, if you click on login, they should take us to the login page. Very nice page, by the way. And then down here we have the register. Someone can go ahead and register, and then this is a normal user. If you just go here to register, and I think here on the register page we can also just put another link down there and says, are you a vendor? Register here, something like that, because someone maybe might not just go in this side, because we're supposed to put a link for registering vendors in the footer. Okay, but then at the same time we want to put the, at least when someone comes to register here, we could just prompt them that are you a vendor? So I'm just going to go to the register page. So if you just go to this register form, okay, I'm just going to go down here. So instead of saying that are you, I'm just going to put another p tag probably. Okay, just going to add another p tag, and I'm saying Are you, just see here, are you a vendor? Okay, just see, are you a vendor? And then we could just say register here. See here, register here. Okay, and then this one, just going to change this link to register. I think we called it register farmer. I think you just say, are you a farmer? Okay, so just say, are you a farmer? Register here, and then you just see here, register. Just change this to register farmer, just like that. Okay, so now we have also this link. I think they could just like be in Flex, but can they just like reach all of them there? I'm not sure if those two links they can just move in a Flex. Okay, let's try it. So could you simply just put these two links in a Flex? Okay, just down here, put them in a Flex with a gap of 2. Just put them here, and let's see if they can fit on the same line. Probably not. Already have an account, login, are you a farmer, register here. Let me think. I don't know if that one really looks well. It looks like it is just breaking our UI. Already have an account. Maybe we just like really make them small. They already have text SM, which is something like how many could just say just give it 0.6 rem. Okay, let me just go to even the other one and just give it 0.6 rem. I think 0.6 rem. I think the original one text SM is 0.875. Let's just see these ones. That is really too small. Maybe you just try 0.75. 0.75. Okay. Okay, so I think 0.75 will work. Already have an account. Someone can try to really log in, and let me just give them something like space. Okay, let's just say justify between, justify between. Like my tailwind plugin is not working. Okay, so yeah, so that they are side by side. This is okay. So now we can just register as a farmer, or we can just simply log in. Okay, so that's great. You can just go and register, and you can register as also as a farmer. Okay, and then I'm just going to remove this logo. There is really no need. If you remember, we said here on the login you have already removed it. I just need to remove it here on this register farmer. So register farmer page, we actually don't need this this whole anch tag, because we already have our nav bar there on top, so we don't need this. So just see how it looks like. Okay, and this I think is also supported in the light mode. Yep, looks great. Okay, so now we have the login page set up. We have the two. So the only thing actually we did last time is that when someone registers, whether he registers as a farmer or a normal user, one thing you are sure that you will be registered. Okay, we can just first go ahead and test that, and we check if the APIs they are still working. Okay, so this is register as a farmer, and then we have also registering as a. Now for the okay, so here it says saying register as a farmer. I think on this one should say maybe register as something. Register as a normal user. Okay, maybe we could just say just hide this. We could just go and hide this if where is register farmer? So register farmer page is here, and it also takes in this role. So you see have here the role user, and I think we can just control this using that role. Okay, so we could just hide this p tag. Either we remove it or we send people on the normal user, or just register as a normal user or something. Are you a normal user? Register here, or we could definitely just simply take it off. I don't know which one we can do. Take it off. We could just take it off, so that would be easy. So just say if role is equal to farmer. Okay, and then you just simply say and then put this. So to just only show this if the role is a farmer. So no, I think we just need to show this if the role is a user, because on the farmer then we could show something else. If you wanted to show the second one, I think we could just use here question mark. If the role is a user, just like that, then show this one. Else, okay, you could just go ahead and show another p tag, and this one we could just say are you a normal user, and then we could just send them to just simply register. Okay, let me just see this one, how this one looks like. Are you a normal user? Okay, just say are you a user, just like that, not normal user, just are you a user, and then we could just send them to register on the other page. Okay, so if you just go to the user page, it is asking are you a farmer, and then on the other one are you a user. That's good. Okay, so we just done here. We just want to test out. Let's first start with registering the, I think, a normal user. So if you just go and register a normal user, let's give just like any here fake filler, and this is Nasim Sharp. You can remember this. Okay, and I also want to check the users. I think we already have the any paint for the users. Just gonna say API users. Okay, and this is the reason why I really like API endpoints. So you have here this Nasim Sharp, and then you have this, and the password most times is actually password. Okay, yes, go ahead and register, and this is a normal user. So user created, you can see they actually direct us to the home page. Okay, if you check the users, let's just go ahead and refresh. So it was called Nasim something. Okay, so you can see here Nasim Sharp was created, password, and then email verified is now, and we have all these details. Okay, now let's just go ahead and register also as a farmer. So if you just go to register one more time, okay, so just register as a farmer, and then let's just go ahead and also create another user who is a fake feeder. This one is Zenos. Just register. So user created. I expected a redirecting to some other page. We shall check that. Okay, just created the user just like that. Oh, okay, so finally it actually just redirected us to, you can see here, hello Zenos, tell us more about yourself. So this onboarding page is going to be brought later on. Okay, now this is why we're just going to change. We want this page to come afterwards. Okay, but right now let's just we're just going to modify this a little bit. Okay, just going to modify a little bit on this behavior, but this is good. And if you check in this, in the users, we have a new user with error of a farmer. And if you did not watch that video, please go ahead and watch a video whereby we created registration of users based on roles. So registration is almost done. The only thing now we want is to add in the email verification. So whoever user, we just want to create a new page whereby we can actually send the non-verified users. Okay, whereby someone has to be sent on that page, and they wait for the email verification. They just have to check their emails, more especially if the role, okay, because for the normal users, we might not verify them because it is really something annoying for the normal users. Okay, like if you just went to the e-commerce to buy something and they are sending you an email to verify, we could just go ahead and do that. We send for all users, we send them a verification email. I'm not sure if it is really necessary. Okay, I don't think it's necessary, but for the farmers or the vendors really need to be verified, more especially their emails need to be verified. Okay, so just going to do that for vendors. Okay, we shall just go ahead and do that for the vendors. So the only thing we just have to change first of all is while we are redirecting, we're just going to create a new page. Okay, we're just going to create a new page under the front end. Okay, and we're just going to call it a new folder. I'm just going to call it verify email. Okay, so verify email, and then inside I'm just going to create a new page .jsx, and I think I have this page for verify. Let's just go to, so when you go to back to this this documentation of ours, just scroll on top, just actually down, just scroll down. I don't know, Okay, I'm just going to link some other documentation here. I have to link the documentation because we have the user registration. I feel like I should just like link another documentation. So just put this. I think we just link a page, link to an existing page, and this is going to be which page? Let me just check the page. I just want to, I think it's this one. So let's just go to this page. Okay. So the authentication system, the documentation we used in the authentication. Okay. Documentation we used in the authentication, and it has some pages down there. So if you just scroll, you will see this register page, components. It has the login component, the register component. It has forgot password page. Okay, reset page, reset password, email template. But I don't have the remember we had done it. I think I'm just going to really just go and get that text. It's just a matter of just like having a notification, but I feel like doing it from scratch. You could just go here on this Flowbyte, and you could just show like is it an alert, something like an alert. Okay, could just get any alert, alert with icon. Bordered alerts, alert with list, dismissible border accent, yeah, so you could just get something like this, any of these ones, maybe the one in green, like the one in green. Okay, let me see, it is number, it doesn't matter, you could just even just get the first one and then we changed it. So I'm just going to go here and try to get this first alert. Okay, just go down here, let's scroll down. Okay, let's just go and copy this, and then I'll just get the copy. So just see here RFC. Okay, and I'm just going to call this one verify mail, and then just return this. Okay, so the first thing is that I'm just going to change the class to class name, Control F, Control H, change this to class name, just like that. And then you can also just go ahead and I don't know how this one looks right now. Let's just go to this page, verify email. Let's just go to that page, verify email, verify email, just like this, and we see how the page looks like. Okay, the only thing just needs is to be put in a container, so I'm just going to go ahead and contain it. So just simply say div, and let's give it a class name of max width. So just give like a max width of maybe 5 XL, MX auto. Okay, they just to do that and see. And you're just going to remove other things. Okay, just first wait and see. Okay, that's great. So you can just like remove it to maybe this time to 3 XL. I really just need it in the center and the middle. Okay, 2 XL. Is that even there? Okay, so that is right. So I have to go and remove these buttons, the view, and I don't need those ones. I think there are these buttons here. Could just remove these buttons. Okay, yep. So the only thing else is maybe giving this one a min height of screen, and then maybe what else? Okay, and then we could just like put it in the center. Really, is it necessary? And then we could just like turn everything to green, turn everything from blue. So control this and control H, and we could just time this to line. Let's first see what lime do. I just want to see what lime will do. Okay, that looks how about green? So just go here and you see we turn this into blue. Was looking okay. I don't know if we just like leave the blue there. Maybe red. Just try like red. I'm very sure it doesn't look great. This cannot look great. Oh, actually, it just looks okay. Okay, so I'm just going to change like some few things here. Just say verify your email, and then even this SVG icon, I don't feel okay with it. I'm just going to get a Resend icon here. Okay, I think it's the header or what? There is header, and then yeah, I think it's this one, info. Okay, so we have this icon for the info. Get its, you can just first get all these, cut them and remove this. And let me just go ahead and add the info icon from Resend. Okay, and let's go ahead and give it a class name. Give it a class name like so, and I'm just going to say for this alert, I'm just going to give it saying verify Okay, can you say check your email to verify? Maybe, oh, you say verify your email, or you could just say email sent. I just say here email sent, email sent. Okay, email sent dash verify your account. I don't know the best words to use there. Let's see. So we just have email sent, verify your account. Okay, you can just say something like thank you. I just get a good copy. Thank you for creating an account with us. Okay, let's say we have sent you we have sent you an email. We have sent you an email to verify. Sent you an email. Check in your inbox and click on the link to complete your onboarding process. Okay, so just something like that. You can just go ahead and write a good copy. Obviously, I'm not sure if the copy I have is the best one or something. Did I just close my browser or something? Okay. For some reasons here it is not showing up, but PC is freezing. Just give it a second. Okay, so maybe we could just like really push it a little bit, or you could just even put it in the center if you wanted by applying flex here. I don't know, flex, could just say flex items center and justify center. I don't know if that is a good idea to just put it in the center. No, I don't feel it. I don't just feel it. I'm just going to give it some sort of like margin top, maybe. I'm just going to give it margin top of like 8, just to add some space for it on top. Yep, so that's just going to be good enough. You could just like design this page the way you want. You can just go and check on very many pages that are for verification, but for now I'm just going to keep it to this. Okay, and this looks really great, I think. Also on the um, light mode. Okay, so just going to leave it like that. Okay, so moving on now is to make this page work. After registering the user, after registering the farmer, we just want them to be sent onto this page. Normal users, they are not going to see that behavior. So let me just go to the register form, and where we have been sending them here. Where we have been sending them, and where is it? Register form and response, blah blah, and you can see if the role is a user. So here instead, let's just push them to send them to let's just send them to this. Right now I'm just going to push them to verify email. Let me hope I've written it properly. Just copy it just like that, verify email. So just want to send them to verify email. Okay, and then one more thing is we have to now check for the role. Okay, we have to check for the role. And one thing I'm thinking is one thing I was thinking was either we create a separate endpoint. Okay, we could just like send a separate point, and after a user is being registered, okay, and then we could just call that endpoint specifically, like we separate it from the registration, or we could just go and do it in the registration logic. So we have the register endpoint somewhere. Let me just go to the API. So we have here for the users, and we have here a route for registering users. We get the email and the role, and then we just go ahead and actually create register them here. So obviously what you could also do is just come down here. If after they have been created here, then we check the role. Okay, we could check the role. If the role is the user, we just don't send the email. When it is a what, and then we send them. I think I'm just going to use that. Okay, so when you just go to sending the mail thing, let's just go back to this documentation. So just going to be using these two documentations. Let me just go to the previous one and this one. So you have this one of the auth. Okay, we have this one of the auth. If you have not watched the video for authentication, please first watch the video for the authentication. You will get lost, because all the things you are going to do from right now to implement, even the one you have done, the registration of users, authentication, everything, we distilled them into these two videos. Okay, if you just go on the YouTube, it is even the first one, this first video here. Okay, this first video of role authentication is the one where we distilled everything. It has two parts. Okay, so first go and watch this video. If you have not watched it, please, you just find difficulties catching up, or maybe you're bringing some things which are Okay, so first go watch this video, and after you have you have gone through this video, then have the name, then you can just come onto this episode, then you'll be good to go. Okay, so by the way, we changed this one. So now after a person has been registered, let's just demonstrate that very fast. Just go and get the farmer. Okay, so let's just go and simply register a new farmer, and we see now where they are going to be redirected. Oh yeah, so you can see we are directing onto this verify page. Okay, great. So what I want is what do I want? What I want is that after someone has okay, we're talking about of sending the mail, and I was checking the documentation. Okay, so sending the mail documentation, you just find inside this, you see this API endpoints for all. And let's see if we have things to install. By the way, let's see here, things to install. Create next app, install next auth. I don't know if we already have next auth, but let's just install next auth. Okay, so just make sure you install next auth. So just here, let me just go ahead and install next auth. Okay, npm install next auth. Then the Prisma, we are good, and all these other ones we are good. So the only thing we're installing is only, I think, next auth. Okay, scroll down. I don't think we have others to really configure. So just go to this endpoint. If you just go to this endpoint here, okay, you just go up to this document, you will see where we have these API endpoints for auth. Just click on that. It is another page, and it will take you to this page, and then you can see register user and send email. Okay, so you have to go step by step using this one, and we'll be able to actually send the email. Okay, so the steps, we have to first generate the token and all that kind of stuff. And for generating token, what did we use? I just need to really access the code we did last time. Let me just from that project, a second. Where is this project? Let me just see that endpoint. I'll go directly to that endpoint, specifically API users, and then I'll just have this route. So just look at this endpoint and see what do we need to be able to actually okay, I'm just going to open this. In VS Code, I think this one has installed. Okay, so the endpoint is here. So we already have bcrypt. So the first thing you have to install is UUID. Okay, so let's go. We have to install UUID and also this base64. Okay, so you have to install UUID. I don't know if there is specifics, and why didn't I just include it here? I'm wondering why. If the installation of that. Let me just first check down. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Let's go continue. There must be somewhere, I believe, the register endpoint, register page. We have a lot of pages here. Prisma, schema. By the way, we look into the schema if we need to change it. We have this. Let's just getting on the client, getting data on the server, OTP token. Okay, so it is here. Okay, so using UUID and base64, you can install them like this. Just go ahead and install them. I was wondering if I didn't include. Okay, so just make sure these ones are copied. Let's paste them here and install. So just install UUID and base64. So UUID is going to generate for us the tokens. Base64 is going to make them URL friendly so that we can use them in the URL without worries. Okay, so they have installed. Okay, so the things we need on top here, I'm just going to copy them. So we need these all things here, these ones in our API. So we're just going to go to users route. Okay, so users route, we just have these ones. Bcrypt, I guess we already installed Bcrypt. Yeah, I think we already have Bcrypt. Now we have UUID, and let me hope also this one is in the libs, which I just confirm that in a second. But I have this UID base64. Now we have to install Resend. Okay, we have to install Resend. We're going to be using Resend. Also in the documentation, there is where if you have not, you can see somewhere in the I think it is not in this documentation, I'm not sure. I think it is this very documentation. I put there a video about using Resend. Okay, I've made a video. Even in that video I talked about it, how to use Resend. If you have watched this one, that is in this invoice app, we talked about sending invoices via email, and I said Resend from the first principles. So you can just go and watch this video to learn more about using React email and Resend. You're going to be using those two, Resend and React email. Okay, but the thing we just need to do is actually installing them, installing Resend. So if you go to Resend, in a second, you can just go to Resend, resend.com, and you can also open React email. There is React email, so you could just go to React email. And we can check on those documentations. You can see here sending email using Resend. Okay, so you can just say install dependencies. So you must make sure you have Resend. I'm just going to copy this. So make sure you install Resend. is one thing I'm just going to do right now. So just go on the console and let's say npm install resend. Okay, so it is installing. Create an email. So you can just create an email template, which you're just going to see, and then just simply send the mail. Okay, then you need to have, of course, the API key, and you can just use, you can see here they have this email template. Import the email template. Okay, so you have to make sure also you have to install the React email components, because we're just going to be using some of these example. So you can see we have all these examples we looked at last time. I think we used the one of GitHub, the design for GitHub, this one. Yeah, so just go ahead and look at the source. If you look at it, you'll see that all these things you have to have, they have React, and then there is also React email components. So if you go back to React email here, you could just go to something like get started, and there is this manual setup, I guess. So you have to install dependencies also. You have to install React email and React email components. This is what is only needed. So just go ahead and install this. We can install React email and React email components so that we can just use them. Now you're not going to run the server to see them or something, just going to simply use them. So as simple as that. So create the template. So you see here you can create this template. Now that template, I already have it in one of these things in this building auth. If you just go down somewhere, you will see that page. Okay, if you just come here, you see that the page for the template, we already have it, the email template. Okay, so it is here. We already have the email template. Just simply get this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and create the templates in component, and you can see have the components email template. I will just go to components and create a new file, and I'm just going to name it as email template. Email template, email template.jsx, just like that, and just paste this here. And if you check what we have here, let me just go and show you. So what basically we have here, we are having all these components we are importing, and what we just need is the name of the person, the redirect URL is direct URL just like this, and then the link text. Okay, just going to have this redirect URL and the link text just like that. And yep, so and we have here a fine-grained person. So we're just going to use this template. You can just go to the same template here. If you just go to these, and then you go to template, to the examples they have, These are the examples here. You can see all the emails. You can just go and look for the one you want. There is this Notion magic link. Okay, so you can just like go and you can say, oh, copy and paste this temporary login code, blah blah. So you can just like go ahead and look for the one you want. They have really so many. You see, they have those that design. There is Slack. If you want to show like social media, you can see here they have even social media icons. Okay, you would actually just like use this. Okay, or if you wanted, we could just go ahead and check that code and you include like this block. If you check the source code, you can see they have here the links, social media icon. They have this they have it as what, a section. There is this section here which is having the logo and what kind of stuff. You could just like add that section if you wanted, up to here, I guess. Up to here, let me just copy this section and include it in ours. If you want to see the social media links, so after this section you could just add another section. Okay, just like that. And then there is this styles for the social the styles for the social media. I think that's the ones which I needed. Social media icon. So if you scroll down, there is this it is social media icon here. Copy that style, and the styles are down. Okay, just after here you can paste this, and let's see if there are other styles. In that section I don't think there is any other. I don't think so. The maybe this footer, the footer logos. There is this style called footer logos. Footer logos. Okay, let me just go and get that. Footer logos. It's here. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, the container, logo container. I believe that's it. For the section you just copied, I think that's it. Yup. Okay, so we have our template. We have installed the React email and React components. So right now is you must go to Resend and go ahead and get you must have a domain. So in that very one I showed you how to get the domain, and of course all the emails sometimes they just come and you see them here. Okay, so they go ahead and get the domain verified. In that video you will see how I verified the domain, and unfortunately they give you only one domain. You can't add another domain unless you are paying. So just go ahead and do that, and basically that's it. The only thing you're just going to do is I'm just going to start using it to verify. The only thing you need is just get the API keys. Okay, get the API keys. I already have my API key. Okay, just make sure that you have your API key in the environmental variable. Okay, make sure that you have your API key. You can see I have my API key here, and yeah, so after you have the API key, if you don't have a domain, please just buy a domain for either your it is good to buy the domain, and then you just add that domain, then you'll be using it in all projects. Trust me, you will have to do it, because when we start building really more big applications, even more big applications, verified, you have to verify so that you can send emails, and we'll be using it so much. Okay, so how, after we have the email template in our code, I have the email template, so it's now using this email template to send the emails. Okay, and you can see you must also have this public URL, because you're just going to use to construct that email. We send them this fine grain API token to your account. I don't know if this is really needed, the preview. We could bring this preview text also from the other side. Then we say, hey name, thank you for creating an account. An account with us. We request you click on the link below in order to complete your onboarding process. Okay, so just say here, in order to complete, because this is going to be going to the onboarding, to complete your onboarding process, okay, or your onboarding process. Okay, so you'll be sending them to the onboarding. Okay, so the link is going to be put here, base URL, and then we put this redirect. Okay, so that is great. We are done here. The only thing we just go back is to our API endpoint of users here. So right now we have this template, we have installed Resend, we have all these things here. So now it is now starting creating this user is okay. We have to create a user, and after the user has been created, this one we have to send the email if user role, if the user role is equal to farmer. If the role is a farmer, then we can just go ahead and send the verification email. Okay, for normal users, we are not going to do that, so just going to say if. Okay, if, and here is going to be the logic. Okay, if role is equal to farmer, if the role is equal to farmer, then we are going to put all the logic inside there, because we only want it to happen for the farmer. Okay, so just go back to the documentation where we have that you can just scroll up until you just see here on this auth page. So we have the API I'm having the freezing here right now, just a second. Okay, so let's just scroll to that. So on top here is where we have API endpoints. So just find this page, the API endpoint, and on this API endpoint, you can see the first thing we need is we must have our API key. Okay, so on top here, you need to have your Resend API key. Okay, so here we create a Resend instance, and this is able because you have Resend installed. So just create a new instance of Resend with your API key, and then after that we have registered the person and everything is done. Now inside is where we're going to start generating the token. So we generate the token from here using the random ID, and then we convert the token into we encode it to base 64. Okay, and I'm saying we have to actually store it in the database. Is that really necessary? um we just, I think, need to send the email. I think so. um so let me just first think about it. So we could just send, like, compare the verification token that has been sent to the email with the verification that is in the database. Okay, because the purpose of this is actually to really verify the is to verify this is to verify the token. So then that one needs to create a user. This means that maybe for the token we just generate for all of them, because you can see we have the hashed role and the verification token. Okay, we have the verification token. I think it is okay. First of all, we have to modify, I think, we have to modify our database, our schema. First of all, let me just check our schema first. I'm just going to go here and check our schema for the user. Let's look at our schema and see, more especially for the user, what things do we have there. First of all, so if you check under the user, this is product. Okay, just like that. So we have the user here. Okay, so we don't have actually much going on right now on this, apart from having the role and email verified datetime. If you just go back to this documentation, there is why we have the Prisma. Let's just check our Prisma here down. Just check the Prisma, and we see how does the user change. Okay, so we have this user. So we have the name, email. Okay, so you have to add the other things like the verification token. Save the verification token and change the email verified to a boolean. Okay, we have to change email verified to boolean. This one has to be really a boolean. This one has to be a boolean. So I have to change that to a boolean, and then yeah, I think we just add those two. I think so. We just add email verified for checking if the email has been verified, and then the verification token for confirmation. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so just go here. I'm just going to first of all change this one to boolean. Okay, what did I do? I just change this one to boolean, and we could just give it at default, and at default just going to make it false. When a user just registers email verified, is going to be false by default, and then we're just going to add another one, the verification token. Verification, if I could just get it right from maybe here, this verification token, just like this. Of course, just going to make it a string that is not required. Okay, so just going to create it just like this. Then we have the farmer profile, and we don't have a user profile. We can also create a user profile. We could just create a normal profile just here. Okay, so that we have this user profile. I'm just going to copy that. We might just not put more things, but in the future we can just put really more things. Okay, because we already have a farmer profile, so you just have to add for the user profile only, just like that. They have ID, user ID, date of birth, and address. For now we can just leave them like this. When we reach on putting data for the user, we can really update this when you're building other pages in the future, but we can just simply take in consideration for it right now here. I think that's the only thing just need to change. We have just put the email verified and the verification token. Let me just go ahead and push this. So that means I have to stop this everything here, Control C. So I just want to add, if we can just add right now, sending of the mail, would have done a great job. And then other things we can just be adding them slowly. And I think after that point would have been really moved configuring next auth. Maybe we could just putting it in the next episode. This one I already see it is really becoming big, so I'm just going to see npx prisma db push. So I'm going to change the changes that we have just done in our prisma file, in the schema file. We push them so that we can just be able to start using these things. Okay, just waiting for a second. And So let me also take this opportunity. If you are following, if you have not joined our WhatsApp group, please make sure you join the WhatsApp group. You'll find the link in the description. And if you want to get access to the code, the link is also going to be in the description. And I want to put the disclaimer that those ones who are buying the code right now, you'll be getting the updates until the app is done. I think the last episode when we finish this app is going to be the last time, because after that I'm just going to change the price of the I will change the price of the e-commerce. Okay, right now I'm just giving that price because of those ones who are building with us. Okay, let me just run this server right now. So if you are buying the source code right now, you will find it at that price, but in the future it is going to actually change. Okay, it is going to actually change, and we might just put a bigger price because of course the code is going to be really huge and having all these functionalities, so it might just be more pricey than what it is right now. Okay, so if you're buying, this is the right time. You can buy right now, because in the future the price is going to change. Okay, so I'm starting back. I've pushed the changes. I'm right now starting back the server. Okay, I'm right now starting the server one more time so that we can actually continue making changes. So going back to our route, now I'm still thinking of how we are going to handle this, but for the token it's okay. We can actually save it in here. Okay, let me just go ahead and generate the token. So just go here where we are generating this token. It is okay, we can generate the token. After the token has been generated, there is a raw token, and then after we convert it, then we call it the token here, and then we can save it in the DB. That one has no problem. Okay, so after this, I think after checking the user here on the hashed password, after hashing the password, we can just go ahead and work on these token things. Where did I copy? Okay, let me just go ahead and put it. Okay, so we are just going to get a raw token. So we generate the token. After getting that token, we just now convert it into base64. We encode it for URL being to be URL friendly, and we can just go ahead and save it in here under this verification. It is okay, we already have this on our database. You can just go ahead and add it there just like that. Okay, okay, so we can just go ahead and now do this logic now. Okay, because now there is this sending the email. Okay, we can just like put this sending the email. Logic is going to be inside here. We only want to send the email if the role is equal farmer. So first of all, we can get the user ID. I don't think is even really necessary, but let's just send the user ID. Okay, and we can just get the user ID after the user has been created from the new user.id, which is really okay. We have already created the user, so we can just get their user ID. Okay, and then we can just link text is verify account. Okay, and then redirect URL. We just want to push them to the, now we could just actually take them to the login. I'm thinking that we send them to the login, then after the login, when they log in, then we can just give them that pop-up of saying that complete your onboarding process. Okay, I'm thinking that because yeah, I think we can just like send them to the onboarding after they have completed their onboarding process. Then we can log them, we can send them to the login. We could even send them another email after that, after they are finished, but let's just send them to the onboarding page. So let me just see onboarding page. There is this page, it is under, I think, front end onboarding. So it is on this specific ID. Let me see, we could just actually create that just like this, onboarding. Yeah, let's just send them to the onboarding. So I'm just going to copy this ID and just say login, and we can just say login, and then it is onboarding. Sorry, let's say here onboarding. Let me just remove this login, onboarding. Okay, so onboarding, and then stock ID. Remember, we have the user ID. Okay, and then we can just also send the token, and at that point we don't need actually to attach, we already have this, so you can just like unattach the token. So you send them to onboarding, then this send mail await resend, and we are using this account verification. Okay, we just select as account verification, and for now we just say let me Ecommerce, something like that, to really know. So we just send the name, redirect URL, and this, and you can just like go to this template. Okay, we can just go to this template and check, and we are sending the name, redirect, and the link text. Okay, just like that, and you can just go here and see where we are setting these. Yes, at this point everything looks to be great. Of course we might have errors, but right now everything looks to be really great. After this send mail is done, okay, after the send mail is done, what next? So we are sending them to the onboarding page where they can complete their onboarding. So I think let's just go and test that and see if which errors are we going to have. Okay, I'm just going to right now try it and see what is going to happen. So let's just go to back to our app. So just go to the login page. Oh, just first check is the app, as the app rendered. Okay, so pages here. Okay, it is compiling the login page. Let's just wait for a second. So once again, if you have not joined the waiting list for the course is about to get out, and those ones who are in a WhatsApp group, I might just going to give them a discount coupon. Okay, so just join the WhatsApp group. You will find the link in below. It is good for your communications. If you have errors, we can still use that group. Okay, and if you're just going to put the error in the group, please you can screenshot, okay, or you can just go on CodePen and share with us the link to your code so that people can look at it and look at the problem it has. It is very hard to troubleshoot. Describe your problem very well. Okay, describe your problem very well, and if you're just troubleshooting, try to suspect some places and say, I suspect this component not to be working well. Maybe just something like that, so that will give us a hint while you are asking your question. Okay, or you have the errors you are trying to show in the group. It will be so much helpful. Okay, yeah. So right now we're just like rendering this page, and it is taking years to really render. I don't know why. Really, is that heavy to that level? Okay, just be patient, but I feel like I'm just going to pause and I come when it is back. I feel like it is really delaying. Okay, just pause. Finally, it has compiled. Let's go ahead and try to register, and we see if we can just get, just going to get the errors, and I just register a farmer. And for now, I just want to really check here on the console. So after this, we are consoling the send mail. So let's just go ahead and register. Just use fake filler. Okay, just register, creating. Please wait. And you can just go here. I'm just going to go to the console so that I see the actual action happening. Right now they are compiling the, we are on the user API endpoint. So okay, so the token generated, and we have the problem in the the template raw not defined. Okay, but the user was created, everything was right. You can see the user is here, but this row was not defined. Let's just go to the template. And we can just go and get the row, or maybe even column. Is column defined? So just get this row. What about column? Even column. For the link, I think a link we have. Link is okay. The image, yep. I think that those two, we can just like try one more time. I'm sure the email maybe was not sent, that's why we did not even get a redirect. So just going to refresh and fill with other figures here. Let's try. Let's go back here. Okay, just to go back here, compiling. Okay, so this time compiled that. Okay, email sent, and then we have this minute the email was actually sent. Let's just go and check the email. Which email do we use? Oh, sorry, so the email we used was a fake email, so you have to go ahead and register one more time. That's really bad. I did not remember that, because we are actually sending on the email, so I might need to really delete if there is any user with my email. Let me just see. Get any user, just fake fill, and then this one we are putting here must be a really actual user, so just say put this. Okay, and this user might be already existing. Okay, so user created, we have been forwarded here. Let me just go here and check in my email if I have any email coming from our stuff. Let me just go and see. Okay, so you can just see it here. This is account verification, and let's check if the link, everything looks great. These links, they don't have, we do not have these images, but it's okay. You can just look at the name. Thank you for creating blah blah. So just click on this verify. Okay, so let's see the page we are being taken to. Let's just see the page. It is taking time. I don't know why. Okay, and yep, so you can see we have been taken to the onboarding page successfully. Okay, so this one will go ahead and do all the things. So at this point we could just like go ahead and mark the verification to true, email verified true, and after this, I don't know which endpoint is this, but after updating these data, we can now take them to, can see everything here is looking great. Let me see this. Okay, so this looks great. So let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and look at that. I don't know where this endpoint is going, but we can just like go there and check. So here after the onboarding we have this. Let's go to this page, onboarding page. So we have this new farmer. Okay, and then it is having the user. Okay, so we spread the details of the user, all that kind of stuff. So we are sending to this API farmers to update, I guess. So this one will be just like API farmer will be updating the user role. Okay, and then we have also to update. Let me just go to this endpoint API farm and I see what is there. Farmers. Okay, so we have the post here. It gets all this data. Okay. Okay, so we might just actually need to first you find this update this farmer in the user. Okay, we could just first really update the farmer in the user. We just say if this farmer exists. We could first find the farmer. If the farmer exists, then we go ahead and update we could first here update. Okay, could just say here first update the verification. Okay, email verification in the user. So the good thing in this data that comes, we have the user ID. Okay, we can just make sure of that from this page. Where is the new farmer? Let me just go to this new farmer here. Components. I don't know why this one is not working. Okay, so we have this new farmer. And we'll be modifying this in the future, but for now let's just first leave it like that. So you can see we actually add the data ID from the user.id. so this is great. So we have this we have the ID. We can send the user ID. So on this data we are sending, we have the user ID. So when you come to this, I'm just going to first actually get something from here. So you could just first go and do this. We could first find the user with that. We could do this check here onto the farmers. Of course we know the user is there, but we just need to defend ourselves. So what you can just do on top here, after getting the farmers data, let's go ahead and check if the farmer already exists. So you could just say existing user, and you could just say db. We could just use here id is equal to farmer data. So we could just say farmer data dot user id. So I just know we are sending the user id, so we can just extend the user id like this. And if the user really exists, then we have to go ahead and first of all update. Okay, we have to go ahead and update. So here we have to update the user. So you're just going to say const updated user is equal to await db.user.update. So just want to update, and then we take in the where. So just take in this where. Okay, and then the data, the data you want is this email, I think it's called email verified. Okay, this email verified, I just want to set it true. Okay, so here just say email verified, set it true. That's all. Just want to do so. Update the email verified. We just want to just confirm this email verified. That's all. And then after that, you could just return. I don't think there is any need of returning at this point here. Maybe we could just say if no user. This one would be if no user, then we could just return, but then we put this one down, so this one goes out just like this. Okay, yeah, and then this one inside, just going to say return data null message, no user found, no user found, no user found, and this one is going to be 404. Okay, so this is for if there is no any existing user of which it will be already we don't expect this behavior, but we just protect ourselves like that. So we have the existing user. After that, we can just like go ahead and update the email verified to true, and then after that we can just now go and create the new profile. I am supposed to be create a new profile or update. Oh, at that point actually you haven't. Yeah, so just create a new profile with all this data. Okay, we'll create the profile with all this data, and that's all. The only thing is to go back to this. So after this, where do we redirect? So redirect was going to dashboard. So right now just going to push them to the login. Okay, just push them to the login. Okay, so now let's just go and test this whole process now. So let's see if this one works. So farmer phone number, physical address, you could just like put some dummy data. Okay, contact person phone number, yeah, you can just put any phone number. Okay, size of your land, what crop, it doesn't matter. You can add products that you want to supply and other things. I'm not going to add all this information, except that I just would just simply cut this and use the fake feeder maybe. Let me just use like the fake feeder, and then just leave the email just like that. And let me just go ahead and update this information. Maybe just create, for now I just see that. Okay, new farmer profile created, and we just redirected to the login. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's great. Now we are directed to the login. So just going to work on the login functionality the next time we meet. Thank you so much for watching this episode. It has been really great. We learned a lot of concepts, and that's why we are always here to give you all these concepts. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.